End of summer blues got you down? Well, you're in luck, because here comes the Chuck.
No, you're dead. We killed you.
Wrong again, wimp.
Chucky's back, and this time, he's looking for a new recruit.
Just think, Chucky's gonna be a bro.
Child's Play 3, rated R, starts tomorrow at theaters everywhere.
Welcome back to the 31 Days of Spooks. My name is Dylan Goebel, and today we're talking about Child's Play 3, released in 1991. Brad Dourif reprises his role as Chucky in this movie once again. In Child's Play 3, Chucky tracks down Andy at a military school. But little does he know, Andy's a lot older now. He's 16 years old. But then Chucky finally reveals himself to this other little boy there. Just a little bit older than what Andy was in the first two movies. And then, Chucky tries to transfer his soul into him. And now it's up to Andy to stop Chucky once and for all. Alright, so if you've been watching this year's 31 Days of Spooks from the beginning, you know I really love the first two Child's Play movies. They're fun, campy, funny. Brad Dourif is always good as Chucky. And you know something? He's really good as Chucky here too. This is probably the funniest Chucky has been so far. He's got some really funny lines. But, unfortunately, nothing else shines above Brad Dourif's performance as Chucky in this one. This movie is nowhere near as good as the first two. It's actually nowhere near as fun. The kills also aren't as good this time either. I mean, there's a couple of really good ones here, but they kind of revert back to the first movie where the kills don't really stand out as much here. I mean, there's a couple of good ones here, like Chucky slitting that barber's throat and then coming up with an awesome line, presto, you're dead. That's probably my favorite kill in the entire movie. Probably the other great death in this movie is Chucky's death himself. That's probably one of the goriest things in this movie, just like in Child's Play 2. But here's the thing. The kills in Child's Play 2 are far more creative. This one here, they just... I feel like they just got kind of lazy with the kills here. Another thing that's a downgrade from the first two here is the acting. One thing that I praised the first two movies for was the acting. The acting in both of the first two movies was really good. Here, Brad Dourif is still really good as Chucky, but man, some of the other acting, like the guy who plays Andy in this movie sucks. He's not very good. You can tell this is probably one of his first times acting because, man, it shows he's not experienced. He's not as impressive as what Alex Vitzen was in the first two. But then there's this other guy who plays this fellow student there, and he does like this is my rifle, this is my gun kind of thing, and it is some of the worst delivery I have ever seen. It is terrible. Also, the guy who plays the new kid in this movie that Chucky wants to transfer his soul into, like, he's trying his best, but he's no Alex Vincent also, that's for sure. He does get a couple of funny moments in here, so I can kind of let him slide a bit. And for a movie that has a different setting from the first two, it's in a military school, it sounds pretty interesting for a Chucky movie, just to spice things up a bit. But when it comes to the actual storytelling in this movie, they didn't come up with any new ideas. They were pretty much just like, let's just do the same formula as the first two movies, but in a different setting. But we're not going to think outside the box much. We're just going to kind of phone it in. And I'm like, we're only releasing this 1 year after Child's Play 2, so just rush this out. Let's not think outside the box too much. But as far as more positive things I can say about this movie, I can't believe I have to say this. I mean, I'm already repeating myself here, saying that Brad Dourif is excellent as Chucky. Chucky's lines are actually really good in this movie. Chucky gets all of the best dialogue in this movie by far. And yeah, there's a couple of good kills. The practical effects are really good too. This movie has a really good opening scene. I love the opening scene in this movie. Um, let's see, the animatronics on Chucky, like when you see him walking around, it's really impressive. That's one thing I forgot to mention when I reviewed the first two Child's Play movies. The actual Chucky animatronic as he's walking around it always looked really good, and here it's no exception. And this movie goes by at a good pace, so I can say that. Like, yeah, the storytelling may be kind of dull in this movie, but they use the time pretty well. Like, the movie does not overstay its welcome. It's only 90 minutes. I do believe this is the longest movie in the franchise so far, but it feels about as long as what the first two movies were. So in the end, Child's Play 3 is absolutely disappointing compared to the first two movies, but it still gets some of the things right. Yeah, Chucky's great. There's a couple of good kills, some great practical effects work. It's atmospheric. It's funny at times, but it's just, man, that they didn't really think outside the box when it comes to the story. It's same old shit as the first two movies, but done worse. But yeah, there's far worse movies out there. Fuck, there's one movie in this franchise that's worse than this. I'll get to that next year. Spoiler alert, it's Seed of Chucky. But yeah, it's just a kind of a mediocre movie. It's not terrible, but it's not great either. But yeah, if you're a Chucky completist, yeah, just watch it. If you're gonna marathon it, it's not a complete waste of your time. I am going to give Child's Play 3 a C.